And those changes coming just hours before two NYPD cops got caught in the crossfire of a wild shootout in Brooklyn. One of the officers hurt in the shootout rushed to the hospital. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is live in Brownsville with more on what happened. Josh?
Sade, think of all the New Yorkers of the last year or two who've been caught in the crossfire in neighborhoods like this. Earlier this afternoon, it was two of New York's finest in that police car who drove right into the middle of a gun battle on a sunny summer afternoon. Detectives worked late into the night, poring over every inch of a police car. But two New York cops came within inches of losing everything.
It happened so fast.
Pamela White was sitting in her car steps away when police say a man on the street opened fire at a rival in a passing car. At that very moment, two cops from the 7-3 precinct happened to be driving by and headed straight into a cloud of bullets.
So the cop jumped out the car and he said, "Shots fired." That's what he was saying. Shots fired, shots fired. He ran down the street. And then his partner ran down behind him.
But the shooter and the intended target were gone.
It was crazy, chaos. People running back and forth, running for shelter, basically. You know, they hear shots, they don't know where they're coming from.
The two cops are neighborhood coordination officers from the nearby 7-3 precinct. The driver, 26-year-old detective Sanjay Verma, was wounded in the arm, likely, police sources say, by flying glass. But one look at that police car and it's clear how much worse this could have been for both officers. Like so many other New Yorkers these days, innocent bystanders at the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's an outrage and it's unacceptable, but it goes to show that our officers are out there and they're engaging and they're in these communities to try to stop this violence, and we won't stop.
To watch those heroic officers jump out of the car and not run away from the violence, but they ran towards the violence. That's the uniqueness of the men and women who have made up their mind they're not going to surrender our streets to violence.
Now, Detective Verma, who was behind the wheel of the car at the time and suffered the wound to his arm, suffered a non-life-threatening injury, and the last report was still being looked at Kings County Hospital. As for the suspect, as for the target or targets of this gunfire, all of that is still under investigation. No one in custody at this hour.